What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it is time to talk about 7 Deadly Sins, chapter 185. Escanor once again stealing the show with the mighty mustache and the power of the sun. This guy is he's too much. Like, he's literally too much. He's got people's armor melting, which I think Bond was like, his skin was like burning. It's fucking insanity, so he has to move the fight to a new location. He evaporates a lake, which I was really hoping he would. Like, when he said, like, I'm going to take him over to this lake, or when he said, isn't there a lake over to the west, I was like, please evaporate that lake. And he did, which is really cool. I do apologize if you guys can hear my fan. I have it on louder than usual because it's fucking really hot, so bear with me. Anyways, so he takes him over to the lake. He deals some serious damage to Estarossa, first of all. He really gets him good. He is able to heal himself with his darkness, but he still, you know, he did some pretty solid damage. Now, I forget what Meliodas said. When Meliodas was fighting Hendrickson, I want to say Meliodas said something along the lines of, even though you heal yourself, the damage is still there. I could be remembering that wrong, but I want to say Meliodas said that. So even though he was able to heal himself, is the damage from what Escanor did still technically there? You guys can correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong on that, but, you know, it is what it is. He ends up taking a slight advantage against Escanor when he wraps up his little ball of the sun in his hand. He wraps that up in darkness, and he pulls off a full counter, which deals some damage to Escanor, and you're thinking, oh, he's in trouble, man. Maybe he doesn't have the advantage anymore. I mean, it makes sense. Estarossa's really OP. But then, oh, you get hyped, and it's from the most unlikely source of hype. 2 farmers shearing sheep. And the hype train blows through, and you're like, how do you fucking do that? You do that by saying it ain't even high noon, motherfuckers. It ain't even noon yet. Escanor's still getting stronger. He has yet to reach his peak. He comes in there. He's like, you ain't deciding shit, son. He's like, fuck your darkness. Ball of the sun. Throws that shit down. Just hammers fucking Estarossa with it. And that's the end of the chapter. The art in this chapter was really, really solid throughout. I didn't have any problems with it. I really liked seeing Estarossa shocked and surprised at how strong Escanor was, because he's usually a pretty calm, collected character. It was cool seeing the other brother say, dude, you gotta get the fuck out of there. It's just, I love those intense moments. And seeing him evaporate the lake, that was great. And just the whole chapter was really entertaining. It was really, it was a really good, hyped up chapter with a lot of entertaining, you know, just action, and Escanor's awesome. He's always awesome. Is he too awesome, though? I'll get into that at the end of the review, but just to finish off the review, because that's literally the entire chapter, it's a lot of good hype, it's a lot of good artwork, it's a cool fight scene, you know, there's a little bit of fight progression because they both deal some damage to each other. However, it's not very filled with any, like, substance, you know what I mean? It's pretty much just the fight, and it's not even that much fighting when you think about it. It's just Escanor lands a couple of hits, slams him into the ground, he heals himself, he lands a hit. I mean, I guess as I'm explaining it, it does sound like it's a pretty good fight chapter in terms of progression, I suppose, but there isn't a lot of substance here, you know, there's not a lot of story progression or anything. But since it is a fight that's happening, I guess story progression is kind of out the window while we focus on the fight itself, so yeah, it's a good hype chapter. I'd say entertainment value-wise, it's probably a solid 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I thought it was I thought it was like a great to amazing chapter in terms of entertainment. And then objectively speaking, again, lack of story progression, but we did see some power, we saw some power scaling with Escanor, you know, he's getting even stronger. Have we seen him at noon yet? I'm not sure if we've seen him at noon. But, because I know when he fought, like, Garen and what's-her-name, I forget what time of day it was, but yeah, he's fucking Escanor. No, it was morning, wasn't it? It was still morning, yeah, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, because like, they met him when he was skinny, and then he grew big inside the bar, so the sun came out. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we've seen him at full power yet. Correct me again in the comments below if we have seen him at full power. But anyways, was it in the side chapter? I think there was like a vampire side chapter from a couple years back, maybe. That might have been, whatever. Before he had the mighty mustache. And the mighty mustache just adds like 1,000 badass points. That thing should never come off ever. Please never shave that. But anyways, that's the chapter. Gave it my rating. What do I mean by is Escanor too awesome? It's pretty simple. It's just he gets a lot of screen time. He does a lot of epic moments. They're really cool. They're hype. but where are the other sins at? You know, it's kind of like Meliodas and Escanor are the only two that can do anything to these commandments, and the commandments just seem to keep getting stronger and stronger the more souls they eat, and the sins are just kind of... I'm sure they're stronger after like this month time skip or whatever, but I just feel like it's kind of going down a Dragon Ball road, where not even Dragon Ball in a whole, but like Dragon Ball Super specifically, where it's like, oh, Goku and Vegeta, and then you got Meliodas and Escanor, and then everyone else is just kind of like there, you know? And it's like, that's kind of disappointing, because they were all really cool characters. I mean, in Dragon Ball, it sort of makes sense. I mean, contrary to popular belief, the side characters were never really all that more useful in the Dragon Ball portion of the series. They were pretty much about the same as they are in the fucking Z portion. Again, the whole series is just Dragon Ball in total, but for the sake of simplicity, I'll split it. I'll humor the anime that decided to do that and change everyone's perspective on the series. No, not save that for a different Dragon Ball discussion. I'm not gonna tangent. Anyways, where was I at? Oh yeah. He has a lot of epic moments, but I feel like he might be a little too favored by the writers right now. Or the writer, I should say. But we'll wait and see. The other characters might have their epic moments to shine. It hasn't gone full-blown Dragon Ball Super yet. And in Dragon Ball Super, I don't really mind because most of the side characters are retired from fighting. However, you know, these characters in Seven Deadly Sins, they're not retired at all. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But just food for thought. I'm not really like upset about it or anything. I'm just kind of waiting to see how it plays out. But he is getting a lot of the screen time. So, anyways, with that being said, excuse me. With that being said, what did you guys think of this chapter of the Seven Deadly Sins? You can tell me in the comments section below. You can also follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. You can also give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.